Let me just be the first to say, welcome back, Greg. This has by far been the longest break I've taken on this channel since I started it 1.5 years ago. For those who don't know, I was on a 2-week vacation with the girlfriend. We went down to Costa Rica. That was absolutely incredible. Great country. I absolutely recommend you go see it. It feels very safe to be there. The one thing is that Costa Rica isn't really cheap, so it's more like going on a Hawaii vacation than like Mexico or Cuba. But if you're into the whole tropical destination vacation, I highly recommend Costa Rica. So that was 2 weeks. Then we got home from the trip. I had some cold-like symptoms, runny nose, runny eyes, a little bit of a cough, but felt okay overall, right? The next night we do test for COVID just to see if we do have it, and both of us are positive immediately. The test left nothing for debate. We both have COVID. Which for Miranda, she basically had no symptoms. You wouldn't even know she had it. For myself, it was the complete opposite. I got the full COVID experience. Over the first 3-4 days, it wasn't really that bad. I think I even tried to work out in there. I had to cancel the workout almost immediately because I was completely out of breath after a few workouts, but you get the point that mentally I was doing fine. I felt well enough. COVID is whatever, right? We're gonna deal with it. Then about day 5 is where I got hit by another wave of symptoms, and that's where it got a lot worse. That is when headaches, fevers, chills, and aches all started coming in. And that's when my life reduced to basically laying on the couch or laying on the bed. One or the other. That's where I spent an entire week of my life. Doped up on as much Advil as I can take and trying my best to keep fever down. So I wasn't exactly taking a break over these past couple weeks that I haven't been making videos, more so just trying to recover and not die. But with all of that said, we are finally back to making content. I'm finally back to feeling 85-90% healthy. It feels great to be back. So today will be the 6,000 subscriber Q&A. I think the channel sits at 5,881 subscribers right now, so close enough. Thank you to every single person who has subscribed to the channel up to this point, and here is to way more growth in the future. I've got nothing more to say, so let's jump into the questions. First question, why is Golden your favorite auction house? Why are all other auction houses so much worse? Next question, will Greg ever let Dylan be on the streams with him? So I think at this point now we need to decide, do I date Dylan or is Dylan my alter ego? Regardless of that answer, I don't know if we're gonna get Dylan on stream either way. There is a chance though. I'm not going to completely rule out the possibility of a Dylan stream in the future. Next question, what do I currently have in my hodl pile? Hodl being hold on for dear life or just hold stuff I'm not selling anytime soon or in the foreseeable future. A lot of the stuff that I am holding on to right now is some factory sealed black box stuff, really nice condition first print NES games as well, like Zelda, Punch-Out, Mega Man, first party Super Nintendo N64 stuff factory sealed I'm not getting rid of right now. Basically any really big franchise stuff that I own in really nice condition, I'm holding on to. So some of the big stuff I have sold, like I sold off the black box Kung Fu, I sold off black box Hogan's Alley. Those are games that are super freaking expensive, super rare, but I don't think they have the long-term lasting brand appeal, which is why I was willing to sell off those ones, but I still hold on to my black box Excite Bike, for example, because it's just a much bigger brand name. At least that's how I see it. So I'm holding on to big brand name stuff, mint condition stuff, factory sealed stuff that I think will last for 10, 20, 30 years into the future. That's where my mind is, at least for stuff that I'm not going to sell anytime soon. Next question, what could be done to make the eBay dispute policy more fair, given that it's way too biased in favor of the buyer? Interesting question. I don't think eBay will do anything to change that. I don't think they really can. Amazon is the leading marketplace at this time. They are the example to be followed. At least that's all eBay has ever done. So Amazon allows buyers to do whatever they want, and I assume eBay is just going to follow suit. You don't have a selling platform if you don't have buyers. Buyers are the ones who need all of the confidence to make these purchases, and sellers basically just have to deal with it. I'm sure it could be a better system in some ways, but I doubt eBay is ever going to do anything to make it better for sellers. It's kind of just seller beware, and I do expect it to stay that way. Next question. We all know that some of the most popular items at high grades are almost impossible to buy were not rich. Regarding those popular games, where do you draw the line between a low grade sealed game and good grade CIB one? Even if it's not sealed, a CIB one could look almost perfect on the shelf. Great question. For myself, it's somewhere in the 5 to 6 range, and also eye appeal plays a big part into it. For my own collection, I don't have to have everything factory sealed. I know personally I will not be able to get everything factory sealed. I still have a lot of CIB Pokemon games in my collection. Those are very expensive games to buy sealed. Getting a mint condition sealed Pokemon game will cost me tens of thousands of dollars, or I can get a mint condition CIB one for like $300, $400. So in a lot of instances like that, it's just how far do you want your money to go for the personal collection? If I'm not making some kind of investment type decision, if I'm doing more of a personal collection type move, I'm very open to just buying the great condition CIB game and not worrying so much about getting the factory sealed one. But of course, it is game by game example. If I can go to factory sealed for not much more than CIB, I will do it every single time. If I can get a 7.0, I'll probably take that instead of a mint CIB. It's game dependent, and it just matters how much more expensive is it to go to any kind of sealed one versus having a very nice CIB, because sometimes the jump to sealed is just exponential, and in a lot of those instances that's kind of where I draw the line of it just not being worth it, especially not for personal collection goals. That's always an interesting discussion though, because a lot of people draw the line at different places. Next question. You would like to know if graded games prevent disc rot and if I'm worried about disc rot. No, I don't think graded games prevent it at all. I don't think it changes anything. I guess it would probably slow the process because the game is like untouched, but it doesn't protect against disc rot, and no, I don't care about disc rot. Every sealed game both does and doesn't have disc rot. Every sealed game both does and does not work. That's the beauty of sealed games. That's the beauty of unknown contents, which that just is what it is. There's nothing you can do unless you open it. It's Schrodinger's box. If you open it, you destroy the value anyway, so it's just not something to even think about. Next question. How many shirts do I own? Let me go and count. Okay, I just counted 11 shirts that I would call like wearable shirts. They probably fit fine, they look okay, I would still wear them out in public. More than I thought, honestly. Pretty sure I own more shirts than tank tops right now. I need to fix that. Next question. What was the hardest thing for me to sell personally from an attachment perspective? Video game, any other investment? For this one, I think I am going to go into the other investment category and talk about crypto a little bit here. The hardest thing for me to sell personally, which I still have not sold, is XRP. I bought it for about 22 cents average back in July 2017, rode it all the way up to about $3.50 average, did not sell any of it, rode it all the way down, rode it back up during this latest boom, again, did not sell any of it, and have now rode it back down. I wrongfully got way too attached to it back during the initial boom, and then I just had terrible emotional control about it, and at this point, I'm just holding it. I don't know if I'm ever gonna sell it, and I just look at it as a lesson of what to never do again in the future with trading crypto or games or anything. Just holding on to something way too long, building an attachment to an investment that I never should have done. It's one of those things where moving forward, I never want to make that same mistake again, so I still hold on to it at this point. It's basically just a reminder to do better next time. I don't know when or if I'll ever sell it. Like I said, I have an unhealthy emotional attachment to it. It's it's just kind of funny. Next question. Will I still analyze other auctions even if I don't stream them? And the answer to that is yes, albeit I think I'm going to be able to stream every single other auction that I choose to stream even under this heritage contract. So I think we're still going to be able to do certified link. Pretty cool stuff. Thoughts on NFTs? So I just did that big ramble there about XRP and crypto. NFTs I have actually never got into. I had a few friends who got into it. They made some money. They were trading them. They seemed to enjoy it, but I loosely follow along with NFT. I understand how it works. I understand how to trade them if I so chose to, but never something I jumped into. It's not something I have a lot of conviction towards. I don't like how a lot of the profit models are on these NFTs. It just feels like trading hype and trading money versus trading utility. For now, I'm out on it. I probably will be in on it in the future, but not right now. Next question. What game would I rather own? Sonic Adventure Limited Edition Sealed or high grade Mario Party 1? I would take the Mario Party 1 for sure in high grade. Sonic Adventure Limited Edition is really cool, really rare item, but I don't have any actual connection to it. Mario Party 1 is literally one of my favorite games ever. I just played it last night with my younger brothers. I won one game, came in third the other game. So yeah, I would take Mario Party 1 high grade almost over anything at this point. One of those games that I really wish I would have bought years ago when it was still affordable. Now it costs multiple thousands for almost any kind of condition copy. And circling back to high grade CIB or sealed copy, right now I have a very nice CIB copy Not sure if I'm ever going to upgrade to a sealed one. When the jump is thousands of dollars, it makes it very, very difficult. Do I think that the 10 or VGA 100 grade is artificially rare and gate kept to keep those grades elusive? Yes, I do, Comp Mike. I think they are absolutely like gate kept or, you know, kept artificially rare, never given out for the sake of never giving them out. It's just one of those things where the grading company can always keep the perfect grade in their back pocket, where if standards change or the market changes or anything changes for any reason, they can then introduce that perfect grade onto the market and change everything, right? You can change your scale, you can change how people perceive it, you can make the 10 achievable so people chase it. I do think that for the most part, those ultra perfect grades are just artificial rarity. And it just is what it is. I'm not mad about it, I'm not happy about it. It just, if you get the 10, if you hit the 100, you win the lottery. That's really cool. People chase after them. That's really cool. They're not really for me. I don't care about having a 10 or a 100, but some people really enjoy it. It makes for a great chase. It is what it is. Next question, which is a very meta question. How was the vacation? It was absolutely incredible. It felt like we did everything Costa Rica had to offer. We did like waterfall rappelling, cliff jumping, parasailing, sea doing, hiking. Costa Rica is just an awesome, awesome, awesome tropical destination if you're into hikes, waterfalls, and just great climate. Absolutely amazing vacation. Like I said, I would recommend it to anyone who's into that kind of thing. It just is kind of expensive because everything is converted to US dollars. So that's the only thing you have to keep in mind. It's kind of an expensive vacation, but if you get the chance to do it, absolutely worth it. Really, really great country. Next question. Have I ever collected sealed consoles excluding handhelds? And if so, do you prefer launch edition or special edition variants? I never actually did get into sealed console collecting that much. And a lot of the issue is because that consoles aren't sealed. So you would have had to go out and buy unopened consoles, right? Like an unopened Super Nintendo or an unopened NES, an unopened N64. It's very, very difficult to do for the most part. So I never really got into it myself. I do have a few factory sealed handhelds. I think I have a Game Gear, maybe a Game Boy, something like that. If I did get into it, I would chase after launch models. As we're seeing with games, first editions usually hold up the most. They're usually the most sought after. And the launch edition consoles should, assumedly, not have survived at all in unopened state, because those would not be the consoles that have leftover stock. Those would not be the consoles that were sat on. It would be the later release consoles, like the Super Nintendo Mini, the SNES 101, is actually pretty easy to find in unopened state. Same with the NES 101. Those are way more common to find in actual unopened or new in box state than it is to find any kind of early NES console or any kind of early Super Nintendo console. So those are my thoughts on sealed consoles. It's really cool, but it's really hard to get into because most of them never came factory sealed. I think they have a great future. We saw the VGA 95 Super Nintendo sell for like $66,000 at Heritage. They're very cool. They're very collectible, just very hard to get into. Next question. Could we see a game room collection tour? And the answer is yes. Yes, I do want to get one out in the next couple months here. I'll either do it broken up like console by console. Here's the PS1, PS2 collection. Here's the N64 collection. Or I'll just try to get most of my stuff into one place to show the collection. Maybe I'll just show you guys the sealed graded collection. I don't know, but I do want to show you something. It's been like a year and a half now. I owe you guys something. I'll get you some kind of collection tour soon. Next question. What will be the benefits from the Heritage partnership? Will I make a buck and or have benefits with WATA Heritage? The benefits for myself is just monetary. I'll make money every month to stream the Heritage auctions. It helps support the channel. It's huge. Are stocks, crypto, games, and perhaps this new partnership your income now? Which is the main one? So out of everything I do now, the most income will come from the Heritage partnership, and then from the Patreon, and then from YouTube ad revenue, and then from the eBay affiliate link, then from YouTube memberships, and then donations and everything. But like, it all has to go together in order for this to make a livable wage. Like, Heritage alone is not a livable wage. It all has to come together still to make me enough money to live. And then yes, buying and selling as well. I'll always be doing that, but I really, really, really try to keep all of that money separate. I try not to live off any of my buy and sell money. I only want that to continue to snowball into more collection stuff, more buying, more selling. So that's how all of that works. Being a small YouTuber, like, nothing makes enough money where it's like, man, I'm just gonna live off this now. You have to have so many different revenue streams. You have to have so many different things monetized. It's stressful, but thanks to the community, thanks to the channel, thanks to Heritage Auctions, this is becoming more believable to be a full-time job, to be a career for myself. So thanks to every one of you. Thanks to Heritage. Pretty exciting stuff. Next question. Who are my favorite video game YouTubers? Let me just think about this for a second here. I don't actually watch much video game collecting YouTube. I actually mostly watch just like video game reviews and or gameplay on YouTube. So some of my favorite video game YouTubers are some of the biggest ones in Scott the Woz or Angry Joe or Angry Video Game Nerd. I watch all of those channels. And then one of my favorite retrospective channels is absolutely King K. I watch almost everything he puts out. Summoning Salt, absolutely great channel. And then I'll watch almost any YouTube retrospective video if it's a game that I'm interested in, even if I don't subscribe to the channel. So I watched a ton of retrospectives on the Dragon Ball Z games recently by Hidden One, maybe? Pretty small channel, sorry if I got the name wrong. And just anything else that captures my eye with gaming. Like I said, I don't watch a whole lot of video game collecting content. I don't watch like, oh, go buy these 3DS games now, or oh man, like these Nintendo Switch games are exploding in price. I don't really like that kind of content. I don't feel it's offering me anything new or exciting, so I often just watch game reviews, retrospectives, and just full plays. And if I'm not watching gaming on YouTube, I'll just be watching Twitch. I consume a lot of Twitch as well, competitive gaming and speedrunning mostly. I'd love to hear you guys share some of your favorite gaming YouTube channels down below as well, because I'd love to add some new ones to my repertoire. Let me know in the comments. Next question, do I have a regular job, and if so, what is it? I do not have a regular job anymore. This is my job, this is my life. I haven't had a regular job now in about 7 months. I was doing Facebook advertising for agencies prior to this. Next question, what is your workout routine? As you know, I'm a twig. In the case I ever do decide to bulk up a bit, I want to do it Greg style. Also, who won the contest for guessing the sale price of the Queen's Wii? So, who won the contest? I won the contest, actually, because I still have the game in my possession, so I got to have all the fun of a giveaway without actually giving away the game. But no, I reached out to the winner of it. They actually guessed 36,000 on the nose, but I tried reaching out to them twice. They never got back to me, so I need to move on to the next person. I don't know if there was someone else who guessed 36,000 or not. There was a person who guessed like 35,800 blank blank, so that person might win it, but I need to get that shipped out to the winner still. So as of right now, I still won the contest. And for the workout routine, I do a ton of isolation work actually, like bodybuilding routines versus any kind of functional strength routines. I've always been more focused on aesthetics and looks than strength or functional purpose of lifting. If you are new to working out, if you've never done much, I do actually really recommend going back to like the P90X program from Tony Horton. That program teaches so many fundamental different lifts that then you can take everything you learn in a program like that and just take the stuff you like, get rid of the stuff you don't like, and build your own little programs. I definitely recommend you use a program like that if you're just starting, just so you can learn so many different movements, learn what you like, go from there. But yeah, if it means anything to you, I do a ton of isolation work, not a lot of compound movement. A lot of squeezing the muscle, a lot of thinking about the muscle, a lot of slow movements, really trying to focus on building that muscle, not so much building strength. It's a bit of a different approach to weightlifting if you're not used to it, but I've come to love it. It's how I love to work out now, and it's what I've been doing for years. So it works for me. I like it. Find out what works for you. Find out what you like. So many different ways to work out. None of them are right or wrong. You'll find what you like. Next question. Largest single game purchase and most expensive game in collection. So my largest single game purchase actually was, notice the past tense there, the Legend of Zelda Ocarina of Time here, 8.5. I think I paid 4,500 Canadian for that. And that was my largest game purchase. But I did pass that now this year, where I spent 8,000 US dollars on a single game. And I have not revealed that yet, so video coming soon of me revealing what the hell that is. And then the most expensive game in my collection is, I think, far and away, my 85 plus Donkey Kong Jr. Hang Tab Black Box. Very expensive game, very rare game. One has not come up for auction since this whole explosion happened. On the pop report, it currently sits as a pop 1. It doesn't show if it's a Hang Tab variant or not, but there's one 9.0 out there in a WATA case. I know there are a few of them in VGA cases. I know mine isn't the only one, but yeah, it's a very, very nice game. Very rare, very expensive. And I obtained that back in 2015, 2016 for probably a few $100s, I think. think just got super lucky, right place, right time type of thing. At the time I bought it, I was getting offers around $5,000. So you can see how much time has changed things where, yeah, it's just, nothing makes sense anymore. Money doesn't exist and nothing makes sense. Next question. What is the best DBZ saga in my opinion? And what is the best DBZ moment from the whole series in my opinion? The best DBZ saga is the Frieza saga. It's everything. It's everything it needed to be. The time where Goku goes Super Saiyan for the first time, that's really close to my favorite DBZ moment as well. But I think my favorite DBZ moment actually goes to Majin Vegeta sacrificing himself to defeat Buu. And I know that that moment is completely soured by the fact that they just have Buu regenerate and it's meaningless for the most part, but just the amount of emotion there, the character development for Vegeta, that is just, that felt like the culmination of the entire Vegeta arc, just right there in a perfect moment. And yeah, I wish they wouldn't have just had Buu regenerate and completely throw away the moment, but I think that is my favorite single moment in Dragon Ball Z. Absolutely epic. Next question. Any tips on storing sealed games when they are raw? Those plastic box protectors seem a little bit risky. That's funny. I actually exclusively use those plastic protectors for almost all of my factory sealed games. I love them. I just use the $1 protectors, stick it in there, and then I stick it inside of like either a sturdy USPS box or a banker's box and put them in there for long storage. I have a whole banker's box beside me of factory sealed NES games that they're just in the $1 protectors inside the banker's box. They're safe, you know? So long as you're not regularly handling them or doing anything with them, they're just gonna sit there static. Make sure you don't have moisture, make sure you don't have humidity. If you need to, add silica gels. I don't know what kind of climate you live in, but otherwise, put them in a safe spot, don't touch them. Moisture and humidity are your biggest unknowns, so make sure you protect against those if you live in a climate where that's a risk. Is Heritage going to make me wear shirts with sleeves? Thankfully, it's not part of the contract. I will still be able to wear tank tops. They like the brand, I like the brand. Let's go tank tops. Next question. What is the best Final Fantasy game? Like I even need to say it, Final Fantasy VIII. It's really not close, but if I had to pick a second best one, I would pick Final Fantasy X. I am in the middle of playing through Final Fantasy VII though, so maybe my opinion will change once I finish Final Fantasy VII. First time I've ever played through it, which is pretty insane to say. Hopefully it ends up being one of my top 3 favorites. But yeah, Final Fantasy VIII, best Final Fantasy game. I have the most connection to it. I have the most enjoyment from it. It was my childhood Final Fantasy game. It'll forever be my favorite. Next question. Now that you've managed to score yourself a sweet sounding partnership deal with Heritage, congrats by the way, are you going to be more financially stable? Yes. Yes, I am. In that, is Heritage paying you a reasonable value for your time? I think they are. I think it's a very fair contract that we got. And it's always open for reevaluation, right? I think this current contract lasts 6 months, at which time we might cancel, we might renegotiate, we might reevaluate. We'll see what the future holds in that respect as well, right? And by proxy, are we likely to see me doing more content analysis with some extra stats from Heritage auctions? I don't know if we'll get extra content analysis or any kind of extra insider stats from Heritage in that regard. It'll probably be the same level of analysis where we do all of the weekly auctions, and then I probably will make sure to do a breakdown after every single signature auction as well. Just a quick little bite-sized piece for you guys who don't watch the entire auction, just so you can see where the top end of the market sits, where the middle end sits, and just general thoughts. I'll make sure to do those every single time because I will have the time to do it. And yes, Heritage is of course supporting me as well. So you can look forward to those every single time, but otherwise I don't think much is going to change on that front. Second last question here actually. Will you ever start investing in modern sealed grading? What do I consider the earliest modern console? Do you think there's value in modern video game grading? Love your content 100. So let's start with the first part here. What do I consider the earliest modern console? In my own opinion, and this is actually what WATA decided as well, Xbox 360, Wii, and PS3. That era of gaming is what I consider the first like modern gaming era. So by that definition, will I ever start investing in modern sealed grading? I do already buy, sell, invest in 360, PS3, and Wii. I have been doing those for quite a while. Actually, if we move a generation forward, if we go PS4, Xbox One, and Wii U, I do buy a little bit of PS4 and Wii U now these days. I'm still not jumping into them a lot. I still have zero interest in like PS5, Nintendo Switch, and Xbox One X. I don't even know what the new Xbox console is anymore. I don't have a ton of interest in those. PS4 does have some absolute favorite games of mine, so I do just want to get those for the personal collection. I'm not so much going into that with investing or making money mindset. Like, right here I have Until Dawn, right? I bought a bunch of copies of this to try and get a mint condition copy because they only cost $20 for the game. So when I can pick up some of these modern titles for very cheap or very reasonable and it's a game I like and it's a popular game, then yes, I will pick it up, right? 20, 30, 40 bucks, I don't think much of it. I might buy one, I might buy two, just sit on them, enjoy them. I do stuff like that, but I don't get into the chase games. I don't really look to spend over $100 on a PS4 game at this time, or even Wii U, I kind of tap out around the $100 mark. At Certified Link, I did spend $700 and some though on a Wii U Twilight Princess with Amiibo in VGA 95 conditions, so I can't say never, right? I do invest in this modern stuff if I like the game, I like the grade, and I like the price, so my eyes are always open, I'm always looking, but it's not my priority. Put it that way. I don't prioritize looking for this stuff, but if I come across it, if I see it, if I like the price, I will buy it. I think people who do modern properly, if you already know what you're doing, are gonna make money. You can make money in basically any facet of this hobby if you know what you're doing, so long as you're not overpaying or grading bad stuff or whatever, right? You can make money in modern. It's just not my main priority at this time. If you are doing it, best of luck to you. Like I said, if you know what you're doing, I'm sure you'll be fine. Last question here. Can you do a topic on the elitism and toxicity of the R game collecting subreddit? Oh man, R game collecting, hey? Can I do a topic on the elitism and toxicity? No, I don't think I can. There are people on there who are so far gone that there is just nothing to say. I made an April Fool's video where I kind of made fun of them. I've done a video before talking about elitism and some ideas around it. Those people are always going to exist. There's always going to be certain people in these hobbies that are just awful, so I don't want to draw more attention to it than's necessary. If you hang out on our game collecting, I mean, you'll probably see me comment here and there. In the Discord, we always like to have a laugh at some of the comments that get posted. So if you're not in the Discord, join up there too. You can hang out with us all the time. It's a great time. But that will do it for the 6,000 subscriber Q&A. We will absolutely do another one of these soon enough. This was a lot of fun. Feels really good to be making content again, and I have so much that I need to get caught up on. So I look forward to it. I'll see you guys in the next video.